Hey, fam. It's your girl, Christy Akins, and you have tuned into another episode of Southern Chats. Welcome back, fam. I am so grateful and blessed to have you all join me again on another episode. Um, as you all know, my plate is very full. So I didn't get a chance to do a video this week. I really wanted to do a video, but I did not have the chance. But as promised, I'm still going to give you the information, the materials that we need, and I'm just going to give you my heart as I do every week. Last week, I spoke about the great Nipsey Hussle that just passed, and it was a very raw and touching podcast last week, speaking on his life and speaking on why I felt like I was so connected to him, even though I was not a huge fan of his when he was living. I did not listen to his music all the time, but I felt like with his passing and me diving more into his life, I understood the connection that I had and why I was so drawn to his spirit. But on last night, I was going through the internet because yesterday they aired the funeral, and it was so beautiful. His celebration was just immaculate. His family, I felt like really everyone at that service spoke very well. Everybody had good things to say, and it was a great homegoing celebration. And I just took some nuggets from, you know, the life that he lived, and just how his celebration was. It really had me in awe, much more than I was last week, of just the things that this man accomplished in 33 years. And not even 33 years, because it's not like he started from day one, but from him being a teenager up until he passed at 33, the things that he accomplished is like, people constantly keep saying the things he accomplished at 33, many of us won't even accomplish if we live to see 80, because he just did that much giving back to his community, and just pouring into people and investing and building his wealth, and the list goes on. So I was just very taken back and just really in awe of all the things that he did. But it was something that the pastor spoke about at his celebration, and he stated that the last person that had their funeral at the Staples Center was the late Michael Jackson. And if I'm not mistaken, Michael lived to be in his mid-50s. So if you think about it, Michael Jackson lived a fairly decent life. And Michael Jackson started in the business as a young boy, so he was in the business far longer than Nipsey was. And people grew up listening to Michael Jackson, and they really looked at Michael Jackson as a true living God. So I'm trying to see. Oh, Michael was 50. He was only 50 when he passed. And so he was 50 when he's passed, and he had his funeral at the Staples Center. And Nipsey passed and had his funeral there. Nipsey was only 33. Like, that's the part that gets me, because it's like, if you look at your life and you look, like, just take me for instance. If I was to pass today, Man, there's just no comparison. There's no comparison because it's like it really wakes you up for the people that are in the generation with Nipsey. It should wake you up to be like, what am I doing with my life? Am I accomplishing the goals? Am I walking in my purpose? Am I doing the things that I should be doing? Like, this man was 33 and his death impacted the world. It really woke us up as a culture, and it woke us up as a world, you know, to really just start focusing on what should you be doing and trying to make an impact, trying to leave a legacy behind when you leave this earth. That's just the main thing. So I don't even want to go off into. I took long enough, and this is not even what today's episode is about, but it just that was just really on my heart because it was just so much love that was shown at his homegoing celebration, and it just really put me at peace, and seeing his mom and his dad and how much at peace they were at, and how his mom is pretty much consoling the world because she's at peace, and that really just helps everyone else kind of cope with the situation at hand. But without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and just dive briefly into today's topic. And it really did stem from Nipsey and his lifetime partner, Lauren London. Today's topic is called soul loving. Yes, soul loving. And I just wanted to speak to you all today about that. So I was looking, I've just been looking at pictures and videos and of Nipsey and Lauren's relationship. And although we know nobody is perfect, there's no perfect person on earth. So I can imagine their relationship could not be perfect. But you can tell that they had a soul loving relationship where they just didn't love each other for surface things. They didn't just love each other for how each other looked. Like, they loved each other from the inside out. And it really takes two special people to see each other's soul and wrap around that and love that and build off of that. That really takes two special individuals. And so today I just wanted to talk about, if you're in a relationship, are you in it really for the right reasons? Can you truly say, if you're married, can you truly say, like, I've married my soulmate? And are you all loving each other's soul? Are you loving each other from the inside out? Or are you just with your husband because he has a six-pack and he has muscles? Are you just with your wife because she's very curvaceous and she got curves in all the right areas? Her hair is long. She got hazel eyes. Everything is about the outer appearance. Or do you really, 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 really love this person from their soul leading up to the outside appearance? Because if you really love a person from the inside out, you understand that the looks are going to change. You understand that when I meet you today, and if we get married, that 45 to 50 years down the line, we're not going to look like we look today. but your character will forever remain the same. What you stand for will forever remain the same. If I look at your character and I look at your values and I truly look at your heart, those things, if they check out, those things will never change. You will always be that solid person. Yeah, adversity may come up against you, things may happen in your life, but your core values never change. You never waver from your core values. And then that's how you fall into soul loving. Because when you have two people who have similarities in their core values, it's easy for those core values to intertwine with one another and for your spirits to line up and meet each other. And that's what I feel like happened with Nipsey and Lauren. You can tell that they were like inseparable and they were in sync. You can tell that you can tell that she felt protected around him. That there was like not a worry in the world when she was with him. She always looked like she was peaceful and at peace with him. They never looked as though they were putting on a show, because really, to be honest, their relationship, it really was just not broadcasted 24/7. And leading up into his death, it was like God set up everything in a divine order, because he had just did his first album and it was like he was blossoming. Everything was just booming. You know, they did this GQ magazine and everybody was just blown away and in awe with the beautiful pictures that they took. But God was setting all that up. God was giving us a glimpse of how these two souls were intertwined and loving of one another. So we got a glimpse of that, and it was very beautiful to watch. It was very beautiful to see. Just like looking at their pictures, you can see the love through their pictures. It didn't even look like they were putting on or anything. You know, sometimes you can see pictures of couples and stuff like that, and you can tell it's like, they doing this for likes. They're doing this for clout. But sometimes it's just undeniable how you can see two people that are just spiritually connected, soulfully connected. And that is the love that is just so rare to find, but it's very beautiful and authentic. And it's amazing to watch. And honestly, that's the type of love that I pray for my future. And if you're single, that's the type of love I want you to pray for. I made a status on Facebook because I was just looking at all this stuff and it just hit me. So I just made a status and I'm going to read it to you all. For those that don't follow me on social media, it said, "It's crazy that many of today's people will never experience the true essence of soul loving. A lot of people creating soul ties, but not focused on honoring the strengthening power of love. Pray for a soul loving soulmate." And that was just so deeply rooted in my soul. Like I really, really, really felt that. Because it's true. There's a lot of us that won't experience that. Number one, because there's a lot of us not doing the work that needs to be done to heal ourselves. I said this before. We already know hurt people hurt people. So you won't even get to experience that because you go into situations broken, and if your mate is not where they should be, both of you all could be very much so be going into a situation where you all are both broken and not even understanding how to properly love one another. So how could you even get to soul loving when you have two broken, shattered pieces, just like broken glass? It's hard. In fact, it's impossible to get there if you don't work on yourself. But you really have to pray. Pray for that relationship that is a soul-loving soulmate. My prayer is that when my husband finds me, he sees my soul first. And that is essential. That should be key for any man or woman. You want your mate to see you for who you are. You want your mate to see you from the inside out. And it takes a strong woman and it takes a strong man to see somebody beyond their outer appearance. Because a lot of times people get into relationships solely based off what they see. And some people have the most wicked spirits on the inside, but have it packaged so well on the outside. So don't be fooled just by what you see on the outside. Make sure that you double check and you do the necessary and proper work to truly invest in and seeing what this person is about. So again, a lot of people are creating soul ties, but not even focused on honoring the strengthening power of love. We'll get out here, and my generation will get out here so quick and hop into bed with somebody. And then 2 weeks later, it's like you don't even hear from them no more. It's like the person don't even know you no more. And it's sad. It's very sad. And don't get me wrong, I've been there, done that. But I've grown and I've learned that you cannot keep creating soul ties and expecting a healing over yourself and expecting you to be a whole person going into a new experience. Not when you're just steady creating soul ties and not trying to break any of that bondage off of you. You're not good for nobody. No one at all. But I'm not trying to come down on you all. I just want us to get this thing right. And I want us all to experience that. It's taboo because I wish that everybody was on that page, but the reality is everybody not on it. But I wish that everybody was really on a page of healing themselves to become better people for their mates. Cause that's how we create more love. That's how we push the love agenda, is working on ourselves, building soul loving relationships, having children in love, and letting that recreate itself. But again, it's up to us to do the work. And that's the part that most of us don't want to do. So, to all my singles, I pray to God that He places our heart to be open to learning more about ourselves, so that we know what we need to change, so that we know what we need to work on, so that we know the things that we need to do to be better people, the things that we need to do that will open up the window for us to meet our soulmate. For those of you in relationships, I pray that if you have gotten in a relationship and you don't feel like you are in it for the right reasons, you feel like you are basically in your relationship just because of the outer appearance, but the person you're with is definitely not anyone that you could ever imagine yourself with, because they are just so toxic, then I pray that the Lord will see you through, to give you strength enough to remove yourself from the situation, remove yourself from the toxicity of their situation, give you the strength, build up your courage to leave. I pray that if anyone is in a relationship that just keeps hitting bumpy roads, you all know that you're each other's soulmate, but somewhere down the line you just kind of got off track. It's okay. If you need help to get back on track, you need to get a coach. You need to seek some type of counseling or guidance to get back on track, so you all can continue to build the love that's needed in your relationship. Same goes for my married couples. If you all are hitting bumpy roads and you all are not seeing eye to eye and haven't been seeing eye to eye for quite some time, it's time to go to marriage counseling. And I don't want to hear any of that. I don't put my business out. Nobody needs to be in my household, this and that. Squash that. Nobody has been in your business for years, and look at where your relationship is at. So now it's time to start something new. Go to marriage counseling. Seek some type of counseling to get your relationship where it needs to be. Soul loving soulmates is the prayer. That's what we are looking for. Someone that can love us to the depths of her soul. So, I told y'all I wasn't going to hold y'all long. Again, thank y'all so much for tuning in. Thank y'all so much for listening. I really appreciate y'all. If you follow me on social media, on any of my social media platforms, you all have seen I have released a new shirt design and product. We have a new design on the Sting line, which is the Be Blessed shirts. So please go take a look at those shirts. Actually, we have the sale going on. We got 10% off of the merchandise until Saturday. Till Saturday around 11 p.m. Central Standard Time. So please go on there, type in Blessed 10 when you order your shirt or your mug. We got Be Blessed mugs. Type Blessed 10 in the checkout box and get 10% off of your order. I'm so thrilled. I'm happy. I told you all last week that I had something coming out, and so I finally released it this week. So go ahead and order your shirts on www.capturethis.com, and capture is spelled with a K. Get your shirts ordered, and once you wear it, please take a picture and send it to me so we can get you posted on the Capture This page. Also, if you're not following, please follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat. Capture This LLC on all of those social media platforms. So without further ado, I thank you all for listening to today's episode. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to email. Send Sting mail to www.capturethisllc@gmail.com. If you have any questions, or if you want to write into the show and just send me love, I'm thankful for that. If you have a question, I will be sure to answer it on the next show. All emails will be anonymous unless you want me to say your name. And yeah, I look forward to seeing some of you all with the new Be Blessed shirts. The Be Positive shirts are still for sale as well. So yeah, get to ordering, get online, get your 10% off with that Blessed 10 code. And until next week, you all be happy, be positive, be you. I love you all. Signing out. Bye.